Hello. Today we're going to talk about the power of presence, also known as mindfulness or awareness. It's our ability to be here, fully present in this moment. And it's an art, truly. It's becoming a lost art because our mind drags us into the future and back into the past. And that gets us in a whole bunch of trouble. So the ability to remain here, to remain grounded in the present moment, is a tremendous skill that we can develop, and it can help us transcend suffering that we've been carrying for a long time. So again, make sure that you have time to sit down and listen to the video, commit to these few minutes here, and let's go. So, let's have a look at where we actually are. Because if we notice, a lot of the time when something happens, we're not really there, are we? We're somewhere in the future or somewhere in the past. And it's a terrible disservice that we do to each other because we don't enjoy the present moment. And today this expression, enjoy the present, has become somewhat of a cliche. But to actually be present is a very, very powerful practice. Because we can actually see things with clarity, okay? Just think about your day-to-day. If you've already gotten out of bed and have brushed your teeth and done all of these routine things that you do in the morning, were you really there for those things? Were you present? Were you aware, conscious of what was happening, or were you automating things? You see, a lot of what we do is automated. It's an energy conservation mechanism that the body and the brain has. And that's perfectly fine. But it's not just what we do, it's what we think and how we feel. And when we get stuck in patterns that are no longer serving us, are no longer contributing to our well-being, we automate these as well. That's why we see people so resentful with life, you know. Just drive in town or walk in town and you see everybody grumpy and resentful. And it's an automated process. It's an automated process. So being present has to do with breaking that automation and bringing our awareness to this moment right here. Now I like to begin this particular exercise with just a reminder of where we actually are in this physical reality. Okay? So if you zoom out far, far away to the edge of the universe, let's say, wherever that may be, that abstract place, and slowly zoom in, okay? So you can see galaxies. How many of them we don't know, but there are a lot. An infinite number, ever expanding perhaps, floating across infinite space. And as we zoom in, we reach our own galaxy. So many stars and planets. Zooming in further, we reach our solar system, and we can see our pale blue dot gravitating around the sun. As we zoom in further, we can see our country, perhaps, and our city, our street, and the place that we are right now, wherever you may be, in your home, outside, at work. I feel like it's important to remember this from time to time, that we are on this floating rock in the middle of space. And that can give us a bit of perspective, just to zoom out and not get so caught up in the narratives of our lives. And so here we are, on this planet, in this room. And we've always been on this planet, since the day we were born. But since the time we could think, our minds tend to race. They tend to pull us to the future or to the past. And so, notice this, okay? Think about your own life. Whether you're having lunch, whether you're brushing your teeth, or speaking to a friend at work, are you really there fully? Or is your mind racing? Are you thinking about the next thing to do, the next thing to consume, to see, the next place to go? We can spend entire lifetimes thinking about the next thing. What's next? What's next? What am I going to do? What am I going to achieve? Without enjoying the present moment. And let's not allow the present moment to become another idea, another concept, another thought that we hold in our mind. It's very much an experiential thing, which we can engage in right now. Just take a few moments to look around you. What can you see? Perhaps there's a light in the room you're in. Perhaps you can see furniture or nature, some trees. Notice the colors and the textures of the things you can see around you. Notice the aliveness in them. It's so rare for us to pay attention to these things, the beauty behind these things, objects around us. So let's see what else makes up the present moment. It's not an idea, it's not a thought. It can be very much felt through our sensations. And that's a very good starting point to move towards the present, to get out of the mind and move towards the body, towards our sensations. Can you smell anything? Are there any pleasant scents in the air. What about your body? Can you feel it? The surface underneath you, how you're resting comfortably on it. What about sounds? We're constantly listening to sound, but are we paying attention? What can you hear right now? Maybe birds, maybe machines, maybe other people talking in the distance. Really notice the soundscape of the present moment. Notice how you can tune in to each of your senses individually to stay here. And when we do this, the mind tends to calm down, be quiet for a while. So moving towards sensations is a great first step to fully feeling and being in the present moment. Try moving your feeling even deeper into the body itself, into the energy of the body, into the sensations of the inner body. Perhaps you can feel your blood pumping or your heart beating. Or the actual weight of your body. Are you here? What could be even deeper than this? Maybe our minds. Maybe we can be aware of the thoughts that are arising in the present moment. It can be anything. Maybe I'm a bit uncomfortable. Maybe I'm thinking about lunch, or I'm thinking about what I'm going to do this afternoon. Thoughts arise. Always in the present moment. Notice them as well, without attachment. Sometimes thinking goes on constantly, and we can't even create a space of silence to notice thoughts, to see how they arise independently from us, and how we don't need to chase them. They're just thoughts arising from this beautiful phenomena we call the mind. But we can go deeper still. We've looked outside at the physical world around us, the way that light plays on textures, the way that sound permeates the present moment. We felt our body. We have observed our mind. But there's something even subtler here, and that is the awareness of the moment. The awareness that arises from within to see all of these things. The world, the body, the mind, all of them are perceived by this very subtle awareness, which is always here. In fact, it is synonymous with presence and the present moment. When we're not chasing, when we're not thinking about the future, then we are here, merely aware. And there's tremendous power in that recognition, because we can see things with clarity. We can know sanity. We can be fully here. And what a magical place it is to be. The fact that we can explore this world, this beautiful planet that works to provide us with the perfect conditions for existence. The air we breathe, the vegetation, the sun, the fertile soil. Everything is working to create bliss in the present moment. It's only when we forget this and we mistake our personal stories for reality that we suffer. And we can suffer a great deal. They're just stories. What is lacking here in the present moment? What could possibly improve upon it? When we're able to be here fully present, we notice this beautiful aliveness to things around us. It can be the most common of objects in our home. It can be a flower. Have you paid attention to a flower? Have you looked at it for even 2 minutes with all of your attention? This beautiful phenomena that's manifested in nature. The present moment is breathtakingly beautiful. And being able to be here in the now is a skill. It's something that we practice. Just as we can practice negative thought patterns and all sorts of negative behavior, we can train ourselves to be here. Just a few minutes a day to begin with. And then you'll lose it. You'll lose presence. You'll go outside, you'll have errands to run, you have things to do, and you get caught up in the day, things to do. And then it feels like you lose presence. And then you make time for perhaps a video like this or a practice that you may have, and I'm back here in presence, in peace. But as you practice, you will find that you can actually go about your day-to-day life in a state of presence amidst the craziness of everyday life. You can be present of everything happening. It could be your co-worker shouting at you. It could be your children running around the house. All of the movement of day-to-day life can be observed. Now, if you're new to these ideas, it won't happen overnight. You have to practice gently. If this resonates with you, every day try and create a small space for you to be present, and that will grow. Because wherever we put our energy, things grow. And in time, you can cultivate presence throughout your day. And what a beautiful day that is. My good friend Alan Watts said something along the lines of, we have conned ourselves to believe that the present moment is ordinary, when in truth it's magical. If one can know it fully, even just for a few seconds, it can be life-changing. And it shows us the difference between reality, which is this, right now, my voice reaching you, the silence, the things around you, and your awareness of all of these things happening. That is reality. So the present moment shows us the difference between reality and concepts, ideas that we create, the stories. When in fact reality is far simpler than that. Just be here now and see what happens. See how your life changes. Even today, see how far you can take this sense of presence with you. Once the video ends and you do things, see how long you can maintain presence. And if you drop it or you feel that it fades away somehow, bring yourself back without judgment. Bring yourself back. I'm very grateful for you sharing this time with me. Our limited amount of time that we have nowadays, I'm very grateful that you've decided to share it with me, and I hope to see you next time, and that you can cultivate deep presence, because it makes life far more peaceful and far more beautiful. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.